Chosen ones. It's your boy, man. I'm back with another video. It's the top of the morning. I really didn't get no sleep last night, but I'm out to. I can feel myself getting tired. But what I really want to bring with y'all in this video is just how to well, the title of this video, Chosen Ones, is gonna be. They also don't expect you to study narcissism and take it seriously. They also don't. They don't expect you, chosen ones, to really study. Like, I consider myself, chosen ones, one of the most studied and studious people in my city. Now, of course, narcissism been around for years. It's been around for decades and centuries, and manipulation at its best. You know what I'm saying? It's been around since Adam and Eve. It's just that when it happened to us, we don't see it because it be from people who took care of us and stuff like that. We confusing. But at its best, man, manipulation is nothing better. It's nothing new under the sun. Chosen ones, it's nothing new under the sun. But let me tell y'all what the weak point in your opponents are. First of all, they are very good at maneuvering a situation where you feel in control, right? You feel in control. You are no longer the director of your life when you're around them. And it's like, what the F? Like, how is this happening right now? Like, but it's a facade. It's not real. And you can see it the calmer you are. They have found an aspect of you which must be sought out for your own sake. This is where shadow work comes in, chosen ones. Like, yo, what is it? Like, you got to be able to see the crevice of the situation. Like, where is it that they pulling on? Or what is it that they trying to do that within myself I'm not really on point? Because if I was on point, they would know that they can't do it, or they would try it and it'll quickly be not a situation because I'm so, they're gonna see me seeing what they doing and they're gonna be like, this ain't working. I had a situation like this yesterday. To come in my room trying to move the trash around, I'm like, put the trash down. I'm super calm. I'm like, put the trash down. Because I'm on to you. Like, I'm not really about to give you that energy, because once they get you in that different, once they dilute and change your energy, the game has just started. I said, or an angle of that is manipulatable, handleable, or practical. For me, I think it's my inability to be firm and make long-lasting connections with others that are offline, not online. Even with the friends online, you got to get them offline eventually. It's possible. Don't let your parents tell you that this new generation is crazy and you can't make friends online. It's a lie. You can get roommates online, you can get friends online, you can get anything you want. Don't listen to a bot that was born in a time where online wasn't even a thing. Not just on, and you have um, a steady income with it, right? Because then I just move out. Like, I'm telling y'all my 411 on exactly what I would do, what I'm gonna do. First check I get, probably not first check, but, like, you feel me, second, third, whatever. But just, because the narc is using old data, as y'all seen in the video I posted yesterday. They like the timeline jump in conversation and bring out and highlight all the parts of your life that they feel like is weaponizable in today. But what's your job, chosen ones, to stay firm and not be gaslit and say, well, that was the past, today's today. I'm not going to let this fool dump yesterday into today, because that's some foolish, idiotic setback spirit that they got on them. And it doesn't have to be in me, but they're going to transmute it to me if I talk to them. So just being aware, raising your awareness up, chosen ones. Because then I'll just move out, like I said. And then that will kind of reinforce the evolution, in my opinion. And that can pay for my own lifestyle. Then I can pay for my own lifestyle, which is Monopoly. I know y'all know the board game Monopoly, which I never liked to look at and play when I was a kid because it looked too sophisticated and just different. And I just didn't know nothing about it. And I just was like, why would I want to take someone else's territory and just take their. Why would I want to play a game that got to do with like money and just like different type of. But as you see, it's a game based on life that connects to narcissism. So chosen ones, when you get in that bag, don't let nobody get in your head. Don't let nobody, even if, I don't care if the most voodooist person put witchcraft on you. Like, stay focused on your money, like, and your health. Those two things, don't let nobody keep those near and dear to you. My health and my money, keep those off the table. I don't tell nobody where my health is. I don't tell nobody where my money is. I don't tell nobody nothing about those two things because guess what? Those are tools. Narcissists are prone to trying to find out and try to manipulate and try to get you through those things. If they find out you got a bad ankle, it's time to come to your rescue. So I could see that as an opportunity where you can become dependent on me. But let me finish. Because I said, but because you have holes in your game, and so then they try to head that way. Whatever those holes are is for y'all to figure out. And if you're not perceptive, then you can't indeed pull their card and you can't escape any of their manipulative affairs because all of their affairs are things that have been on earth for years. It's just when are you gonna see it and believe it as BS or just sit there and get ran over? Because either way, it'll stay recycling if you don't face it with higher confidence. That's the only way to extinguish that BS, other than that it's a cycle, as y'all can see. You have to show your level of controlling situations, and it has to be royal flush, meaning smooth. Otherwise, because believe it or not, they watch out with their eyes, and if you don't look weak, they might attack you sometimes because you don't look weak. But if you stay in that frequency in their face, they really break. You really break them. So stay calm. Learn how to do shadow work. Shadow work really helps me stay calm in the face because it's like when I don't got the words or the right things to tell myself, and I don't feel connected more to the words than to the situation. The situation is such it's like a wave. It's like being in the ocean. It takes you because your emotions are they learned that hey, this person is it's easy for me to get them in their feelings. And even though I'm a guy, it's still not like cause they know me. That's my mom. Like you know me best. Like so you know exactly what you're doing. Like it doesn't matter, man. I learned to put that man to the like that don't got nothing to do with narcissism. Men get abused all day in this game. It is what it is. And you'll never get better if you're looking at it like that. It's not a sex based thing like Monopoly. No matter if you're a woman or a man, like money and business and taking over it got nothing to do with that. It got everything to do with if you can hold your own weight, then you're gonna, you know, the universe will help you before it help the next person if they find out that God bless the person that can hold their own. Don't ever let nobody make you feel because you live with your mom or you in a messed up situation today that you have to actually like empathize with that or feel bad. Like you can actually really believe that you about to get out that situation, like how I am right now in this moment. Like even when I'm talking to the narc, like I'm in their face, like yeah, I'm moving out. What you talking about? I'm about to move because I'm telling you because I'm sure. because even though I never did it before, I mean, I did move out before, but it was like my cousin helped me. Like it was not independent. But right now, I'm so connected to myself that I know what I'm about to do for myself. And I'm so sure that to the point that even if I get out there and things don't go royal flush, it don't go smooth, that I'm gonna start to use my mind versus run back to home base. So I'm gonna use my mind to just scavenge and just like find a friend or find a situation or just, you know what I'm saying, do anything I could do to stay riding my own wave, basically. Life is a wave. Don't let them trick you. Life is beautiful. Y'all gonna see though. Y'all gonna make it out of this. I said otherwise you'll get finessed over and over again. If it's not royal flush, if you're not smooth, if life ever finds out, chosen ones, that you're not smooth, and the thing that makes people not smooth is because they're not honest, they're not real. Like I made in the video earlier about telling people like, man, I don't like you, like, or just being honest. You don't got to tell them, but just telling yourself like, okay, you got to keep it real with yourself. That'll make you smooth. Like it'll make life smooth. If you're really uh intuitive, then you can really be wiser and make situations drop. But if you aren't thoughtful, then it boosts your likelihood to get taken in, cheated, and scammed. And nobody's gonna care or feel sorry for you. So give it up. Your result is exact. You need to hear this, chosen ones. You have to be an elite and a highly quick-witted chosen one that can melt your opponents because they can't keep up with someone who's moving in a gamed up manner, meaning you've got a lot of wisdom and you played the game, you know how to play. Health, you're healthy, you're sound, you're firm, you're on point, you're dominant, you're decisive, you're willing. That's one of the most fundamental ones because if someone crowds your space and they're being, you got to be willing to set a boundary. Sometimes you got to be willing to stand up for yourself. Sometimes you got to be willing to go indirect instead of direct because if you go direct, that if you're in a situation where technically the odds are stacked against you, you might have to go indirect. If a cop is being narcissistic with you, are you going to go directly at the cop or are you going to say, okay, bet? I'm not going to like even hold a grudge with you for real, but I'm just gonna know like, man, you gonna get yours anyway. I don't even got a trip. That's still being indirect, but it's being respectful too, because I don't two wrongs don't make a right. You'd be surprised, chosen ones, how much you'll elevate based on what you allow people to get away with, and you turn the other cheek because a lot of people, the reason why they fall into low vibrational debates and arguments and things like that because they don't think that they don't trust the process. They don't trust that if I walk away and I look like a punk today, that I'm gonna make $1 million in a month. Or they don't think see the big picture. And then I said, chosen ones, they also don't expect you to study narcissism and take it seriously because most young men or women think life's a game versus being militant and more witty and clever. Because when that's the case, then you can secure more things in life versus sit in toxins because real people don't do that. They move dominantly. There's gonna be some shimmying and dancing going on because you're not gonna accept uh, a latter place, meaning the last place, because you're dominating not only them but yourself. And really, that's all that counts and all that ever did. But your mom's gonna be able to trick you into a weirder look at the situation versus that being they're unconsiderable trying to gaslight you all day. Meaning, what I meant by that last part is like All that counts is how you treat yourself in the game. You don't even really have to really like look at it like, yo, the more I be selfish about like focusing on myself in a positive way, like therapy would teach me, like, then inadvertently I'm doing something else. Like the game is very indirect, family. Like it's really indirect. It's never direct. Like you don't go to the bank and take out $1 million. Like no, like you don't go up to the narcissist and tell them how bad of a parent they are. It don't work like that. Like it's very much so you plant the seeds and reap the benefits later. It's very much so you do things that as a child, like pray or church or God, that you just would never, you know, you do things and you see and you experiment with yourself and how life is with you. It's all about you. Like if you make everything all about you, what it ends up doing indirectly is it weeds out the narcissist automatically, just like a parasite in your body. If I decide I'm gonna eat healthier, I'm gonna eat healthier. I never said I'm gonna kill the parasite. I said I'm gonna eat healthier. Indirectly, that parasite is being starved out because it doesn't like the new environment. So what I would do is I will get indirect hungers for some reason. I will get indirect cravings because that parasite knows how to send signals to me to say feed me in its very parasitic way, right? Meaning I think I'm hungry on the surface, but I can't really tell that it's a parasite in me because I haven't got an x-ray and I can't see a parasite. They'll be highly surprised at what is making you do the things you do. If some people, I'm telling y'all facts, some people dropped out of y'all lives, and I ain't just saying in death, but that too. If some people just exit themselves out of y'all lives, your life will go up exponentially because you will no longer even have to think about what you want to do with yourself. You will no longer have to explain yourself. I mean, you don't now. That's why I said you got to be assertive. You got to be confident. You got to have higher confidence. Earlier, my mom said, "You think you having all this trash in your room make you a man?" I said, "It don't not make me a man. It don't make me a man, and it don't not make me a man. It's just that I'm in my own pattern as a man. Like I got my own flow, and you could choose to respect that if you want. You can choose not to if you want, but you're not going to psych me out. You're not going to be a psychedelic in my life. Chosen ones, a psychedelic is a drug. These narcissists want to be that to you. They want to be a drug for you. You get addicted to drugs. You can't psych me out because I already figured out gaslighting is a psychedelic. It's the art of making you betray yourself. It's cancer. It's the art of making you think something that's a lie. Like if you look good looking person, I'm telling you, man, like you used to look good. Like you used to be like you used to look like so good when like when we were in middle school, like you had these eyes and they were like so nice and da 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 da. I'm telling you a compliment in your face, but then something behind you gonna be like, whoa, they just that's a negative thing because they just told me I used to look good. So I did this like witchy thing in front of you and our timeline jumped into our past and versus staying in the present because I'm a sucker and I can't stay in the present because I know I'm weak as hell. And I know that I hate my life and the only thing I can remember is admiring your life. So I gotta jump back to when your life was at a peak, in my opinion. But in all reality, they have not recognized that your life is only gonna get better and better. And if they do recognize it, they don't like that either. So they just want to stay in the past. Don't let them, because they want to stay in the past, pull you into the past. I honestly feel like one conversation with the narc could pull you into the past because that's where they going. That's where they want to go. That's where they want to live at. They don't want to go into the future because that mean they got to face death and all that type of stuff. They ain't trying to even go that way. You got to realize who your enemy is and exactly what moves they trying to make, because a lot of stuff they do on the surface is hijacked by something in the back of their mind, something deep down, trauma and fear, something that they didn't go to therapy and ever heal. So they just are monsters. Like, you'll be surprised they monsters. Like, they just are your parents. But that don't mean that they're not monsters. Like, that don't mean that they're not off. That don't mean that they can't be off. It don't mean that they can't. You feel me? So I'm about to end this video. It's getting 20 minutes too long. But I just said a lot, and y'all should actually, you know what I'm saying, let me know in the comments what part of it resonated with y'all, because um, things will recycle if you don't face it with higher confidence. And they don't expect you to study narcissism and take it seriously. They don't expect that. That's one of the things. I'm gonna come with to y'all with a lot more things that narcissists don't expect y'all to do. And I'm also come with things that I'm gonna do like all the time. I'm gonna start doing like different, like I'm gonna drop like major game on y'all. Um because I got, like, eventually I want to get to a point where I can like make products and like make like not just because I want money, but like also because like that's how I learned how to like talk to women. Like, I learned it through like I figured out like, okay, I could watch the YouTube videos all day, but when my dating coach, like when I bought a product from him, I noticed that I had an advantage over all the other people. So it's certain things that I had to go through in real life, and I got some game that I can give to people and I could save their lives. But I'll give it away for free. But it's just like some stuff, I feel like it's worth pay. I ain't gonna lie, because the stuff I'm giving you could really change your life, because I figured it out by scratch. It's pure game. I mean, I give it away. Probably somebody DM me, so I give it away. But it's just like it's worth money, because I'm not only gonna give y'all that. I'm gonna give y'all a heap of things to deal with y'all narcissists, because some situations seem unfair. Even with my therapist, some situations are so demonic and devious that it's deliberately trying to do things that I would have to come up with custom game for. If I couldn't come up with some custom game, people would literally abuse me further, because even though I'm doing the right things and it's lessening their power, they still got a certain amount of like I told y'all, it's certain things on earth that's demonic. So it's like I can't really stop everything with what they give me. It's certain things that I have to become my own teacher. Like I'm like chosen ones. Once you start working on yourself, you elevate to the level of a teacher. You're no longer just a civilian. Like, you got enough game because you've been through pain. Like, you've been through war wounds. Like, you can't take a guy from the army that been in the war and treat him like he a regular civilian, because he don't think like a regular civilian. He got so much game and knowledge, for better or for worse, like, but he sacrificed basically, and he did things that deserves respect. Like, it deserves respect, because and so narcissism, in my opinion, kind of the same thing. It's like it's stripes. You earn your stripes because you're not easily manipulatable. Never again. It can never be. You'll never be as manipulatable after this, chosen ones. Because if you look at it through this situation, you realize every friendship or girlfriend or whatever you ever been in your 20 something years or 30 years of living, has all boiled down to these same manipulative types of things. And it could be from a girl cheating on you, it could be from a friend, you know what I'm saying, uh doing evil things, it could be anything, and it all kind of encompasses in these same sectors of manipulation. And once you get it down, because somebody's such an a-hole, they forced you to become better, then you can, you're not the same, because you know how to cut the head off the snake immediately. So like, comment, subscribe, chosen ones, and I'm gonna see you on the next video. But they never expected you to study narcissism the way you do. And also take notes and study your notes and utilize your notes in real time. So you know how to get out there. And if someone is like being a certain way, like I don't want to give y'all that game, man. Like, certain things, I mean, I already gave it away, but I didn't really give it away. Like, but it's tools, man, that I use. And I talk for the people who don't got a lot of money, because I don't got a lot of money. So I gotta be real witty and creative with less. And that made me more of a dog, because good positive way, a dog, meaning a hustler. It made me more of a thinker, because when you got less, the devil really trying to, they're coming at you with more confidence, because it's like, I know this person in a position of weakness and helplessness, so I'm about to just do everything I can to break them. But they don't realize that they're forcing you to think. They're forcing you to use the tool that they're literally turning you on. They're literally turning you up. They're illuminating you, because it's all about the brain. Like, it's all about that, because they're forcing you to think on the spot. Like, they're forcing you to become a better person in reality. Like, because with the narcissist in your life, you either gonna go two ways. You either gonna crumble or rise to the occasion, and better your life and move on and get money and get cars and get, you feel me? You either gonna start achieving, or you gonna start, declining, like your health. Everything gonna go one way or another. And I honestly do believe God put people right up in your face, so you could just really just learn how to dance, learn how to shimmy, because you're not the only one going through it. So it's no way that uh they're like, this situation is like that I mean, it's demonic, but it's like also very much so like going on everywhere else too. Like, it's just very good at making you feel like you the only one going through it, but it's sincerely all across the United States and the world. So it's like, take the game for what it is. Don't overthink it. Don't underthink it. Let it be what it is, and never question it. And always be trying to study it and learn new ways to literally attack the enemy. Meaning, like, that's how you get better, because you got to know what fits your personality like a glove, right? It's ways to handle everything. That's what make it funny. Like, if your narcissistic parent trying to tell you what to eat, you simply tell them, I prefer not to eat that way. I eat um, this way. Or just say, I prefer not to. I prefer not. Less words always is more when it comes to narcissism. But then they'll try to take the little thing and stretch it, because they think that you're going to, they think, they don't trust that you're not being emotional even when you're not being emotional. So they're going to try to use manipulation to pull out your more emotions. But when you're just like, you sometimes you just got to sit, you already said, I prefer not. And if you keep talking and entertaining, then it can be, uh, you're in it. basically. Like the word entertain, energy, he's eating where you're in it. Like as soon as you even think about, like, okay, so if you're in a situation with a narcissist, they're not looking at what you said. They're looking at, when I do this normal thing I typically do to this person, I'm gonna stalk their mechanism to see if they move the way I predict I can control is gonna move. So I'm psychoanalyzing this person, because if they move in a way, when I say, well, I guess you're just gonna starve, and I look at you, or I listen in, or I do whatever I do to get a better conception, if you don't just stand in the I don't careness, is not I'm not gonna I'm gonna perceive it the way my assumptive mind assumpts. Like, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna wait for you to tell me that, because if I listen and wait for you to tell me, you're gonna tell me no. But if I don't wait, there's a chance that I can manipulate you. But if you, if I look at you after I say what I say and I don't smell any type of emotions coming from you, then I gotta die off, because there's nothing there for me to feed off of. You didn't give me nothing, and most of the time is that you're giving them something that you can't tell that you're giving them. It's not even necessarily your words; it's the way you feel. That's why shadow work is so key, because when you fix your feelings, you literally change the whole dynamic of the situation. When you fix your feelings, you could be literally agreeing with everything. Yeah, I will eat this way for you, and I will be, and they'll still be mad because they're not getting that. They're not pulling it out of you. No, it doesn't matter. So it's like they get a rise out of the manipulation part. They get a high out of the control. And when they can't control you, it's like they lose themselves. It's like they lose power. It's like they don't feel, no longer, they can't identify um the territory. The territory is different, right? It's like the person who loves to be on their iPhone, and then all of a sudden all iPhones go dead, and then we got to be in the forest. It's like the territory is so different that it brings immense fear. And this is where you'll recognize that they're either leave you alone, or they'll keep coming back. But when they keep coming back, you got to keep being you. Like, you got to keep being well defined. Like, you got to almost be wishing that they'll try to manipulate you again, so you could throw them off again. So if you come around me thinking you about to talk my ears off, or you about to do this, well, I'm gonna think up here, upstairs, on what's the best next move on the chessboard. I'm not putting no energy into this. I'm just gonna go upstairs. What do I do to? I just want to ask myself, chosen ones, what do I do when someone does that? And I'm gonna literally go into it, the action, like a military soldier. I'm not even gonna question it. I'm gonna literally go into it, because once I do the thing and it works, I'm gonna just lay back. It feels so good just to get more sleep. Like, it feels so much good to just make more videos and more content. It feels so good to not be being stressed out when they're doing everything in the world and it's not landing. It feels so good to stand up for yourself. It feels so good to stand over a situation that tried to stand over you. It feels so good. Everything about not complying feels great. Everything. The fact that you're getting closer to the finish line, you're getting closer to the mark, you're going deeper into the healing. You're going. All of that is nothing but. I don't want to offend one of my watchers, but euphoric, euphoric. It feels more euphoric. I think that's what it is. Yes, it feels more euphoric. So it feels very good, man, when you are on game and you got game and you're not letting people manipulate you, because you fell into a spell of it. But that spell was literally just because God was like, hey, you're not even stupid, you're not even slow, you're not even weak. But if I don't push you into the mud and make a clear distinction, then you won't force yourself to be clean. If you don't see how much women you can't get, you're not gonna care about it. Like if you don't see, sometimes you gotta see how bad you like. How, not even because you might not even be doing that bad, but you're doing that bad because if you ever get met with this type of situation, you don't know what to do. So technically, let me push you into that lesson right now because you're gonna need it later on. You're gonna need it later on. When you go make them new friends, it's gonna be somebody come along. You're gonna have to fight for positions in life. You're gonna have to be more dominating, not just thinking you dominant because certain people be soft and letting you be dominant, but you're gonna have to actually go against the big wigs, and you're gonna have some heart and some willingness, and you're gonna have to be more wise and witty when you get that new job and somebody competing with you at the job and trying to finesse you. They trying to get you to gossip about the manager so they could go to the manager and be like, yeah, he said this about you. I don't know what he was talking about, and throw you off and be smiling in your face. And but you got to be able to see that from the moment someone step into the job. You got to be able to say, oh, he looked like he this type of person. And then when people talking, you spend 90% of the time sitting there listening. What is they trying to? You got to ask yourself questions. What is they trying to get me to say? What does it sound like they trying to get me to say? Do I feel like they trying to get me to talk myself out of the position? You got to set yourself up for success, chosen ones. You can't just get it. You can't just have it. God will give you it, but he'll let somebody take it from you because you got to be. God likes the man who can hold his own. So that means you got to literally, when nobody looking, be rehearsing. How am I going to talk to that girl? If I get her, how am I going to treat her? What's my standard? How do I expect myself to treat a woman? Because God could bless me, but look at how my last relationships went. Why is going in the same pattern? Because you're not studious, and on top of not being studious, you're not rehearsing what you're studying. You have to rehearse and get it embedded in your spirit, into your soul. So when the time comes, you're just spitting the mathematics out. Like you're a register. You're just giving the cash back that you're giving the change of a situation back. If you're not doing that, chosen ones, then you're not studying and you're not practicing and you're not executing. You got to execute for people to recognize how to treat you better and how, okay, bet I can't really finesse this person. Some situations you have to force the demon out of a person. You got to force the situation or it's not going that way. And that's what narcissism teaches you, is like it's not going that way just because you think or feel that it should. It's gonna go that way based off of your authenticity, your dedication to authenticity. You have to build an insatiable willingness to go towards honesty and integrity. If you're not racing towards those things, if you're not built, if you're not facing that, then it ain't nothing really ain't nothing the world can't assist you, can't aid you, can't help you because you got to be 100. And so I think that's a big part too, where a lot of guys are just constantly run to a brick wall. A lot of women constantly run to a brick because when you 100, nobody can't touch you. 100, everything 100, everything 100. And the people who don't like you for being 100, just tell yourself in your mind, affirm, they 50. If they don't like me being 100, they must be 50. That I mean, 100 typically likes 100. 50 don't like 100. So picture and visualize someone who don't like you for being 100 with a 50 over their head. They put a 50, a red 50 over their head. Visualize a red 50 over their head. And just know this person's gonna do everything in the world to manipulate and gaslight, make me think they're 100. And just watch them dance like a monkey. Just watch them dance because they're never gonna do it. But chosen ones, I'm out. See you on the next video, man.